What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another stream. Today, we're going to be doing our update hour, and this is actually themed around something kind of near me. Trump signs a memorandum for Memphis. Interesting. So, we're going to get that checked out.
Hello, everybody. It's nice to have you here. We have some big things to announce. Today, at the request of Governor Bill Lee of Tennessee, who's standing with us, as you know, I'm signing a presidential memorandum to establish the Memphis Safe Task Force, and it's very important because of the crime that's going on, not only in Memphis, in many cities, and we're going to take care of all of them. Step by step, just like we did in D.C., we have virtually no crime in D.C. right now, and we're going to keep it that way. It's our nation's capital. We're going to keep it that way, or we're going to federalize it if we had to, but we don't have to anymore because it's in such great shape. This task force will be a replica of our extraordinarily successful efforts here, and you'll see it's a lot of the same thing, although the numbers here are really something. They're really bad. Now, we did send FBI in about 4 months ago to work, and it brought some of the numbers down, and they did a great job, but we're sending in the big force now. We also sent them into Chicago on a sort of a moderate basis, and we brought down crime a little bit in Chicago, but we're now going to bring it down very big. We're going to be doing Chicago probably next. I was with a great businessman, a man who is involved in all cities through his business, and I say, who do you think should be next after Memphis? And he said, sir, you've got to save Chicago. We're going to wait a little while. But he said, you got to save Chicago. You can't let it go. And this is a very prominent man that everybody knows in this room. Another man in Memphis was saying, Bill, he was saying, very interesting, he's on the board of FedEx. And his hotel is about a block away. And he said, when I walked there, I said, you know, I don't want to do this again. I never want to do it again. And they won't let me walk there. They take them in armored vehicles. They take the board members of FedEx in armored vehicles like a block away to the hotel. This shouldn't be the U.S. This shouldn't be the United States of America. The task force will be a replica, as I said, and it's going to be, I think, equally successful. This is a tremendous success we've had in Washington, I can tell you, and everyone knows it. And people in the White House that work here and other people that I know are calling me and thanking me. They're going out to dinners. They're doing things that they haven't done in years. The effort will include the National Guard as well as the FBI, ATF, DEA, ICE, Homeland Security Investigations.
That's a big force.
The U.S. Marshals, and more along the prosecutors. We're going to have DOJ led by U.S. Attorney for the Western District of Tennessee, who is here or not here? Is that person here? That person is going to be very busy. So we're going to have U.S. Attorney for the Western District of Tennessee, and most importantly, Pam Bondi's here. She's heading it up, and she's doing an unbelievable job in every respect beyond this. So also worked with some of the members of the team right here on
Yo, what's
DC,
good, Merc? Welcome in. Welcome in, everyone just now joining. This is for the Memphis Task Force.
And within another 10 days after that, it was so incredible. And it continues at that level, and we're going to continue. We have to because it's our capital. This team will deploy the full powers of federal law enforcement agencies and enforcement generally to restore public safety and get dangerous career criminals off of our streets. We're going to get them off. In 2024, Memphis had the highest violent crime rate, the highest property crime rate, and the third highest murder rate of any city in the nation. Other than that, they're doing quite well, thank you.
Other than that, they're doing quite well.
More likely to be murdered in Memphis, Tennessee today than in Mexico City. It's been, and you know Mexico City.
I've been telling you guys this. I've been telling you guys this.
It's been overrun with carjackings, robberies, shootings, and killings. There were 249 murders, 429 rapes, 5,616 burglaries,
Jesus,
and
bro.
12,522 violent assaults.
Can't even fathom that.
Last little while in 2024 and in pieces of 2025, where it's actually gotten worse until recently when we sent the FBI down to see what the hell is going on. Last month, a vicious thug carjacked an elderly woman parked at the movie theater, dragged her out of the car, and body slammed her into the pavement where she is still trying to recover. Probably won't be successful. So we're not
Damn,
gonna
don't
allow
say
this
that.
kind of
Even if it's
savagery
true,
to destroy our
Trump.
society
Whoa.
anymore. We're stopping it.
What's
One
good,
by one,
Saeed?
time.
Welcome
But
in.
we want to go quickly. We don't want to lose Chicago. We're going to lose Chicago. We're going to lose places like you go to St. Louis. St. Louis. We're going to lose St. Louis. We're not going to lose. We want to save these places. You're going to lose them. It was the way the man said it. A very high quality man. I said, "Who would you do next?" He said, "Sir, do Chicago." You don't want to lose Chicago. We're not going to lose Chicago. So we're going to have to go very big, and we're going to go probably, we're thinking about it for next PAM. We're going to hold it off. We're going to do some of the smaller ones. And the truth is, our people are so good. Gaddy, you're doing a great job wherever you may be. We're doing
Why did
so good
4
that,
people just
we
raise their
really
hand?
need too much practice, right?
Who's Gaddy?
But we got to go and save our big cities, our great cities. Chicago's a great city, and we're going to make it great again very soon. And I think we can do that. Despite the tremendous size, I think we can do a real job, and we're going to give you the resources that you need. So with that, I'd like to just end by saying we're going to make Memphis safe again, and I'd like to ask Governor Bill Lee.
We're going to make Memphis safe again.
Talk, and anybody else you'd like to talk to, we'll go through the whole list. We have all day long if we have to, because we're going to, this is a very important thing. We have to save our country from violent crime. So, Bill?
Yes,
please.
sir, Mr. President.
Hey, I've been saying the last couple weeks
First of
that
all, thank you.
before he announced the
Thank you
Memphis thing that he
for
needs to do Memphis.
Your commitment for
If he's doing all these other
resources
places,
to
so.
the great city of Memphis, and it is a great city, and it has a great history
Does?
and a great legacy, and we are very hopeful and excited about the prospect of moving that city forward. I've been in office 7 years. I'm tired of crime holding the great city of Memphis back, and I have spoken today with the director of
Yo, what's good, everybody just now hopping in. Make sure you double tap your screens. Let's get as many people in here to see this as possible.
with Joe Bondi. We realize that
The
this
Memphis Task Force.
effort of multi-agencies
Live
that will
footage from the
combine
scene.
the work of the Tennessee Highway Patrol and the local police departments. When we come together, we can make significant change in our city, in the city of Memphis, and that is a powerfully important thing for the state of Tennessee, and I want to say thank you.
This will be your proudest moment when we see you in 4 or 5 weeks, maybe sooner. You're going to see numbers that will drop and plummet like you haven't. Just like we did in D.C., they plummeted. Nobody could even believe it.
Nobody could even
And
believe
they're
it.
gonna plummet. It'll be one of your really proud moments, and you've done a good job too. But this will be your maybe.
All right, guys, if you're new to the channel,
And the director, as the director said,
make sure you
the
hit that
goal is
subscribe button.
sustained-
If you're not new, you already know what
sustained
time it
crime
is.
lowering, and that with this effort,
It's time to
we
roll
can
up,
get there, we can finally get
burn
there.
one, and try to understand the word vomit, because I sense the reporters' questions coming, and it's about to go buck wild in here.
They're working with us very much, as you
Yep,
know.
chat's already starting to
Started
ask
at a really
those
basis,
questions.
and we got it down quite a bit, but now we go in for the big march. Okay.
And Director Patel and his team have done remarkable work so far. As you
Sure.
know, the numbers are great, and this will be one more step in the right direction for Memphis.
That's true.
One small leap for man,
Thank you very much, Pam.
one giant
President
roach
Trump, at your
left after I
directive, we
smoked
went in,
this.
As you all know, to D.C. and took over the city of D.C., working hand in hand with Metro Transit Authority. All of the agencies represented here today got over 2,000 violent offenders, got over 200 guns.
I've heard her
off
say the word
streets of
violence
DC,
so many
and DC
times.
is safe again. And now, Governor, working with you and working with our 2 U.S. senators and all
In this
of our
term.
agencies working hand in hand, we're going to do everything we can to make Memphis safe again. That was President Trump's directive to us, and it's easy to do when you're working with such great leaders. And Secretary Noem, you have been instrumental
Eugenia,
in this,
thank you for the
and
sub on
Director
YouTube.
Patel
Welcome
has
in.
already been into Memphis and gotten so many violent offenders and guns off the street, and that's what started it. And working, Stephen and Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, thank you. We've all been going nonstop, working hand in hand together. And Gaddy Serralta, Terry Cole, and Director Driscoll of ATF wearing 2 hats, and Pete Hegseth with the National Guard, all working hand in hand and being out there for a month. You can't tell who's with what agency but for the T-shirt they're wearing, because everyone's working hand in hand, and that's why we've been so successful. We're going to do that in Memphis.
It's a lot of
Get crime
hands,
off the
bro.
streets.
It's a lot of hands.
Great
Thanks,
job.
President.
Christie, go ahead.
Mr. President, Memphis has a high number of trafficking, significant human traffickers, child exploitation, drug trafficking. The local gangs there are extremely dangerous, and I'm so excited that you're going in there to work with not just the governor and willing local leaders, but also our Attorney General and all the leaders that are standing here today to help protect our children. So what's going to change dramatically is the families' lives that live there, and it's only going to happen because of you, because you're coming in. What has started there, you're going to put on steroids. The networks that you're
Oh
going
man,
to
it's gonna.
uncover
We'll
across
see.
this country,
It's gonna be like
because of
this,
work
the
that's
Civil
gonna
War
happen in
again.
Memphis, we're going to see every city get safer because we're going to see those ties
All right,
to
chap.
other criminals
She's
that we're gonna
finished.
get out of the country. So
You know,
we're a
she's
nation of
okay.
laws.
She's
And so
pretty.
Thank you for caring about every single city.
Thank you. Chris.
Chat, make sure you're lighting up with me.
What makes
If you're in a
it
legal
so
state and above
exciting is
age.
the success we had here so quickly. And, you know,
And let's
we've,
try to understand,
taken close to
Trump's
1,500
train of
people
thought.
out of DC. But when I saw the result happen so quickly, and so many people are so thankful, and people that you pass them every day and they're fine, all of a sudden they're thanking me so profusely. It was so exciting what's happened, and continues to be what happened in DC. And so that's what makes this, I think, even more exciting, because we know what's going to happen. We know we have the people. Look, we're sending in a lot of help. These cities have been taken over for years, and the last 4 years under Biden, what's happened is just a disgrace. That we took out of papers.
Wait, he's
We're
already
so
losing me.
grateful for the
I was worried about
National
lighting
Guard
it.
coming.
Let me tap back
Said
in.
an owner of a Memphis tax service. It's so dangerous here. It's so darn dangerous that you can't get out of your car. If you get out of your car, he says you get robbed, you get mugged, you get hit. You can't go to the market or a service station.
Yeah,
So,
who wrote
I
that?
want to see crime stop, and I want to see the National Guard come in right away if that's what's necessary. There's a need. Here's another one from a director of a Memphis-based crime prevention organization. There's a need for more boots on the ground. You have to get them done fast.
Boots on
before
the
we totally
ground.
lose it. They're going to lose it all. I got 2 guns put in my face, said another, within 5 minutes at 2 different locations. Said I got a gun put in my face.
Well, you
then
look
I
like
went
a hit
someplace
then, it
else, had
sounds
another
like.
gun put in my face. I was scared. It never
did that
happened to me.
happen?
I've never seen anything like it. Here's another one. I honestly thought he
Where
was
were
going
you?
to kill me. Said a 60-year-old Memphis carjacking victim. A man walked up, give me your car. You got 5 seconds to get out or you're dead. This is what we have in this page after page of the same kind of thing. Cash, would you say? a
I
few
mean,
words?
it's horrible stuff. It's not
Thank
good
you,
to
Mr.
hear,
President.
but that's the
Thanks
reality.
to your brilliant foresight, you had asked us to go and quiet
Whose arm is falling off?
to help set the landscape, to work with the interagency, and to make America safe again. And we've done that under the FBI's banner program of Operation Summer Heat. And
Right.
the results are only as good as the prosecutions. And because the Attorney General and the Deputy Attorney General have mobilized DOJ to successfully prosecute.
Chat, if you wanna see the full
criminals,
screen, you gotta check
we've
out my
set the
Twitch.
landscape for the interagency to come into Memphis and really make it safe.
Same
permanently.
name.
As the governor and the senators and the other directors were saying, it's not a short-term mission, but thanks to you launching us early, launching us quietly, not looking for the credit, Mr. President. We greatly appreciate your support and the advanced foresight you had in doing that.
It's so exciting, and somebody had to do this. A president should have stepped up long ago and saved these cities. So it's not that I wanted to do it, believe me. Somebody had to do it, and we're doing it in a big way. Pete, could you say a few words, please?
Yes, Mr. President. From day one.
What's up, Anonymous? Hope you're having a good day too, buddy.
DOW.
Welcome in.
The Department of War.
I'm glad you made that correct.
Trump's arm? He's wearing some device on his
has
shoulder
been
with a
proud
bad
to stand
hand?
with our partners across
Is
the
he?
agency,
Oh, yeah,
from
that's
the
kind-
Southwest border.
Yeah, why did
Los
y'all point that
Angeles,
out?
whether it's right here in Washington, D.C., where Secretary Driscoll and the Army.
Hey, yo, y'all ever
National
seen-
Guard taking the lead in helping.
I'm gonna take this away real quick. Y'all ever seen One Piece? Y'all know the motherfuckers in One Piece that have multiple joints in their arms? Y'all kind of look like that.
Across all of these great folks to secure the city. We are very proud to be here to stand strong alongside
Who's talking?
law enforcement.
Oh, Pete.
We're glad that Memphis is the place to go. The volunteer state, we're not going to have any problems with the Tennessee National Guard being willing to go in and stand strong in
Not at
Memphis.
all.
Sir.
Not at all. And get ready, because you'll be doing a lot of other places that are almost as troubled.
You got it.
Some of them are equal. If you look at what's going on in Baltimore, where the governor is telling me how wonderful it is, and you can't walk across the street without being shot. Could I ask our 2 great senators to say a few words?
Of
please?
course,
Please,
Mr.
Marcia.
President, thank you so much.
This is all AI. It's crazy. Did
I
he
want
just
to
hit
say
him?
Thank you to Director Patel, because he had promised that he would come into Memphis. We've had Operation Viper there this summer. There have been over 500 arrests. There are over 100 indictments. And Memphis had the best stats they have had in years.
Oh,
this
darling.
past August.
Bless your
Last
little old
month.
heart.
It
Memphis
was
had the best
August they
stats.
have had. It's because of the work
August
that's
gonna blow
been
over like
done.
the front
And
end of
now we have
June.
a new phase of this enforcement for Memphis, where we are going to have all of these agencies working as a team, as the governor said, making certain that this is a long-term effort to make Memphis safe again. Mr. President, we are so grateful.
Make Memphis
and we
safe
thank
again.
you.
Yeah,
MMSA.
thanks, Mr. President. And this is an issue that's plagued Memphis since I was
sir.
a boy, Mr. President. And it's time that we addressed it, and I appreciate your leadership.
Oh, dude, this guy's
allowing
been
us
waiting to
do
talk.
that. And the team that you've assembled here is going to help us deliver the most fundamental responsibility of our government, and that's public safety. This shouldn't be a partisan issue. This should be something that is our primary goal. And certainly I hope to see Memphis become the safest city in America. And thanks for the effort of all of your team here to make certain that happens. Thank you, Governor Lee, and I want to say thanks to the Memphis Police Department and the Sheriff's Department there too, who have all worked closely to bring this together. I look forward to tremendous results.
And I want to thank the FBI for the last 4 or 5
Yes.
months, because they have brought down the numbers quite a bit. Chicago here and a couple of other places that we can talk about later if anybody wants to. Could I ask you to, Mr. Gaddy, say a couple of words also? You really did lead the charge here, and you've done such a great job. Please.
Mr. President, thank you for always supporting law enforcement. I think the major difference here in Washington, D.C. has been your support for law enforcement, has been empowering the men and women that are on the street working every single day. And I look forward to not only going to Memphis, but other places in Tennessee as well. And I think you'll hear from us real soon, Mr. President. Thank you for your support, sir.
We have plenty of places.
Yes,
for
sir,
you.
we do.
You know the country very well. That's great. Thank you, Jerry.
Thank
Please,
you, Mr.
Gaddy.
President. I just want to say that we're honored once again to lead the charge with the United States Marshal Service, leading and joining 22 other federal agencies. I can say that today we spoke with over 30 of the local agencies, letting them know what to expect, giving them the template that we've done here in DC, so they know what to expect. They're extremely excited. I think everyone is going to be well receiving the law enforcement surge that we're about to take to Memphis.
Great job.
Thank you.
And I'm going to ask one of the best lawyers in the country. He is one of the best. Todd, say a few words, please. He is a great lawyer.
Thank you, Mr. President. Yeah, look, I think it's been said for the past 15 minutes, the president ran on making this country safe again, and we do not make this country safe again unless we go into our cities where there's the most violent among us and go street by street and block by block and arrest the men and women in this country that are destroying cities and communities for the rest of us. And so what we plan on doing, as the governor said and the senator just said, this has been a problem in Memphis for a long time. We plan on delivering Memphis back to the citizens that are there to raise their families, to go to church, to be in their communities. That's our goal, and that's what we plan on doing, whether it takes 2 weeks or 2 years. That's what we're going to do.
Thanks, Todd. The great Stephen Miller, please say a few words.
Thank you, Mr.
Show the
President.
same emotion you do on college. That's hard to do. I think that's going to
See
be.
if I can do it. President Trump's initiative here in Washington, D.C., is important to understand, is the most successful anti-crime initiative in American history. But just think about it for a second. In 30 days, President Trump put together a team that saw the largest ever violent crime reduction in any city.
Yo, let's get everybody
in American
just now
history.
coming in.
Something that people had not
Make
been
sure you
able
double
to do
tap your
40
screens. Let's get many people in here to hear this.
That is a momentous
It's Memphis versus
achievement.
the
And
guard
now
at this
the president's
point.
going to take that same model to Memphis, and as he said, more cities after that. The team the president has put together has no equal today or anywhere in American history. I think what's happening here is that what the president has done is made clear the power of federal law enforcement that was used for the last 4 years to harass and attack conservatives, to harass and attack Christians, to go after law-abiding families. The power of law enforcement under President Trump is going to be used to get all the criminals, all the violent offenders, all the murderers, all the cartels, and all the domestic terrorists off our streets. So whether you're Antifa, whether you're a domestic terrorist, whether you are a violent gang member, a drug trafficker, a trained Iroquois killer or anyone else is threatening our people, President Trump is saying he's going to use his FBI, his DOD, his ATF, his DEA to wipe you out, to put you behind bars, to take you off the street, or to apply whatever legal consequences necessary. Mr. President, I'm honored beyond words to be a part of this team under your leadership as you've saved thousands of lives.
Thank you very much. Come on over, let's sign that, sir. You want to say anything about our great military real fast? He's won a job, he's doing this guy.
Mr. President, so our Army National Guard is honored to be part of this mission. This is their community. A lot of them are from D.C., they're from Tennessee. When you talk to them, when you talk to the actual population out there who interact with them every day, they say it's a blessing to have them as a part of their life. And then for the National Guard getting to have this where they get to improve their communities, where their kids are growing up and they're going to church, and this is where their families are. Many of them, sir, have said this is the honor of their lifetime, so thank you.
Look at that nice face.
He's got a lot of phones right there.
Nice, beautiful face. And he's a total killer. I don't know how you do it.
Lotion, sir.
Everybody here. All right, here we go.
How wonderful.
Okay.
Wonderful.
No auto pen. Oh, of course he's loving it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Of course he's eating it up.
No, thank you very much. Great job. Any questions, please?
Reporter time.
First of all, you've got to.
Did they take down the blue tent?
Yes, sir, they did. Thank you very much. I appreciate
Last time
that.
he hit me with a blue tent and nobody knew what he was talking about. We found out, right?
Found out,
And
right.
it was gone the next day and they had a lot of, that was not so easy. They had, that's a violent, radical left group. Okay, go ahead.
I've heard a lot of comments for doing that. They still have their First Amendment right, though. They're still
Yeah, well, I'm not.
You've got an amazing team behind you. You've done an awesome job for DC.
Thank
I
you.
want to get ahead of a story that I think might come out. You pushed out an email earlier today, really showing
This isn't a
dozens
Trump
and
nothing
dozens
channel.
of local media in Memphis
I think,
highlighting all
for those of you
the
that are new here, my personal opinion, I don't lean either way. I don't pay attention to Democrat or Republic when I'm voting. I just pay attention to the person. And I didn't even vote this last election. We're not politically charged on this channel in any direction. I believe that if you live in America, you should be updated on what's happening in America. So if he's the president, you got to listen and know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? He's the president. It doesn't matter which side you're on. He's your president. If you don't live in America and you're watching this stream, it's probably just because you think we're crazy and you want to see all the crazy stuff that's going on. And so I don't hate you for that.
violent crime in that city.
You know what I'm saying?
So they have no problem
I believe in peace and
reporting
love.
crime, but when you show up to solve it, they're going to run around town looking for that one person that says, we don't want Donald Trump in our city. What can you say to the media there in Memphis, Tennessee, to help let them know the people want you there in their city?
Well, I'm not sure they found that person, because I saw them doing some interviews and it looked like they were looking, but they were in fact, that producer, that person, I think they lost their jobs because everybody was saying we want Trump to be there, they want the people right here to be there. Look, it's very simple. In Chicago, they're getting beat to hell, they're being shot. If you lose 6 or 7 people die over a weekend, they consider that a successful weekend. And when you consider that a successful weekend, that's pretty bad. I had the president of Poland here a few days ago, and we had a news conference. Many of you were here. And I made the statement. I said, we're very happy to announce that it's been over 2 weeks since anybody's been killed in D.C.
Yeah, we affect you out.
And he looked at me like, is that supposed to be good? He's looking like,
very reasonable.
What kind of a place is this? And now it's been a long time, but, and as I was saying it, I said, I'm not sure if that sounds good to somebody. It sounded great to you, but it doesn't sound good to somebody from a country where they don't have violent crime like we have. But now it's a long time since
I'm just trying to play Halo.
For years, where at least one person was killed. Now, you're not seeing it all. It's like the border. Millions of people, a year ago, millions of people poured into our country. In the last 3 months, there have been 0, as reported by largely Democrats, actually. The border is secure. The country is secure. We've got the hottest country anywhere in the world. And I'll tell you, a year ago, we were a country in tremendous trouble, probably a dead country if it continued. So we're very happy about it. And so just, in terms of your question, people have never seen anything like what we're doing.
Yeah,
I think they're very
Norton,
happy,
you're
and they
right
want
at
us to
this
be there.
point.
They don't wanna
But I
be
mean,
bothered.
this last
Who would
election was
say,
before I was really
"Gee,
streaming
I don't
politics.
Want the National Guard.
Now I feel though,
And you need that in
I
terms
feel like
of
my
numbers.
opinion
And
matters a
also,
little
you look
more
at those
because I
guys,
have
look, they're rough guys.
like studied more.
They're, the Supreme Court.
I do agree with you,
voted
Norton, and I will be
recently
voting on the
merit.
next
We're a
one.
merit-based country.
I just didn't
again.
feel like
I said
I
they
didn't
had
feel like
tremendous
I knew
courage
enough
do
to
this.
vote last time.
We're a merit-based country again. When I looked at the people that were patrolling the streets for the National Guard and for others, I could see we're
Yo,
merit-based.
Ian and
They were
Juno,
rough-looking, they
123
were tough-looking,
Worm,
and they loved our
Julia,
country.
all the
So,
subs I missed. Thank
that's
y'all
where
for the
we are,
subs on
Brian. Thank
YouTube.
you.
Welcome
Thank
in.
you very much. Yeah, please.
Yes. Given with all the that's going on with Charlie Kirk's assassination and
Yeah.
the left wing,
I was hoping that wouldn't get brought into today's
do you have
stream.
plans? And actually,
It's
this is a
been
great-
draining me.
Great opportunity with all these.
It's so sad.
Do you plan on designating Antifa finally a domestic terror organization?
Well, it's something I would do, yeah. If I have support from the people back here, I think we'd start with Pam, I think. But I would, if you give me, I would do that.
Well, it's a good thing I'm
100%.
not
And
trying to
others
convince
also,
you of
by
my
the way,
political
but
opinion, Uncle
Antifa
Joe.
is terrible.
Are there other groups that you can think of?
There are other groups, yeah, there are other groups. We have some pretty radical groups, and they got away with murder. And also, I've been speaking to the Attorney General.
I'd love to
about
go to Baltimore. I'd love to do a little
bringing
more
RICO against
traveling.
Some of the people that you've been reading about that have been putting up millions and millions
go,
of
Ronnie.
dollars for agitation. These aren't protests. These are crimes, what they're doing, where they're throwing bricks at cars of ICE and Border Patrol. And they come in with a beautiful new car. They're so proud. It's Border Patrol, ICE, it's got whatever it is. And they're throwing rocks at it. And after 50 yards, it looks like an old beat-up
Off
vehicle.
topic,
It was just
interest
brand
rates
new. It was
dropping
just
tomorrow.
water.
Good time to
The
harvest. I
purpose
like
is-
it.
And they don't have to take that anymore. I let it be known.
It's good
Take
info. Keep it coming,
responsibility.
Vicky.
They don't have to take it anymore. And they don't want to take it. They were told by a past administration, it became almost a culture, if somebody throws a rock at you, do nothing. If somebody spits in your face, do nothing. And I say, when they spit, you hit. Do whatever you want.
When they
Whatever the hell
spit, you hit.
I watched it so sick it made me. For 4 years, I had to sit home and watch people screaming at policemen and spitting in their face, and they weren't able to do anything. They just had a grin and bear. They're standing up like a piece of steel. And a woman, in many cases, women, you can see they're professional agitators. I had one the other night. I had 4 the other night, all in one group, total phonies.
Total
I
phonies.
started to scream when I got into a restaurant, something with Palestine. And I said, well, I'm doing a great job for peace in the Middle East. I should get lots of awards for that, right? With the Abraham Accords and everything else. But a woman just stood up and started screaming.
I'm glad to see all
And
the
she got
Charlie
booed out
Kirk
of the
love in
place,
chat.
too. There were a lot of people in the restaurant. I went there to show how safe, and it
Great
was safe.
man.
I mean, the woman is just a mouthpiece. All she was a paid agitator. And you have a lot of them. And I've asked Pam to look into that in terms of RICO, bringing RICO cases against it, criminal RICO, because they should be put in jail. What they're doing to this country is really subversive.
Is that
Yeah.
Mr. President? Can I ask you one on crime, Mr. President? Can I ask you one
Yeah,
on
sure.
crime and one on Charlie Kirk?
Okay.
You floated potentially going into St. Louis. You mentioned you want to go into Chicago next. Could St. Louis be after Chicago?
It's going to be around there someplace. Yeah, we got to save St. Louis. Got to save these cities. This isn't like, we're going to do something. We have to save St. Louis. We have to save Chicago. I know all about Chicago. I have a great, beautiful building. I'm so proud of it. But, you get less proud when you see all the crime. When they announced 2 weeks ago, 11 people killed, just over a weekend, I think they said 38 people shot and 11 people dead. And then you watch Pritzker get up and say, we've got crime under control. And I will say that Cash and the FBI did a good job. With a very light force, they went in, and for about 4 months, Cash or so, they've been working on keeping crime down. They have brought the numbers down a little bit. But those are the easy numbers. The first 20-25% are the easy numbers. That's where it gets. Then you have to bring in the big forces, right, which is what we always intended to do. But I think the FBI's done a very good job. In particular, in Memphis and Chicago, they brought it down a little bit, like 20% and 25%. Well, I guess it's not so little, but we have a long way to go. We think Chicago is going to be next, and we'll get to St. Louis also.
And on Charlie Kirk's assassination.
And New Orleans we want to get to, too.
Your FBI is investigating the potential role of left-wing organizations in the assassination. I'm wondering if you think if Charlie Kirk's assassin worked alone or if he worked with it.
I don't know. I mean, I can tell you he didn't work alone on the internet because it seems that he became radicalized on the internet. That's just by watching same things that you're watching and hearing. It looks like he became radicalized over the internet. And it seems like his wonderful parents.
Yeah, I'll say this, like, the whole thing, like, has been pushed by the algorithm on every platform for the past, like, I mean, since it happened, like, everybody in the world has constantly seen media about it. It's like, I don't even know, man. It's so sad. And, like, imagine how much his family and, like, his wife, I don't think his kids are old enough to be on social media, but everyone else that's close to him is constantly having to see all of this too. It's just like, man, that's got to be tough.
A wonderful neighborhood, smart guy, great boards, great marks, great student. And then something happened to him over a fairly short period of time. Looks like he was radicalized over the internet, and it's radicalized on the left. He's a left. A lot of problems with the left, and they get protected. And they shouldn't be protected, but as you understand, I think, very well from the tone of your question. Thank you very much.
On Venezuela, on Israel. First on Venezuela, what can you tell us about this Venezuelan boat that was taken out? And do you plan to provide proof that these were narco-terrorists who were on their way to the U.S.?
Well, we have proof. All you have to do is look at the cargo that was, like, it's spattered all over the ocean. Big bags of cocaine and fentanyl all over the place. And it was. Plus, we have recorded evidence that they were leaving. We've recorded them. It was very careful because we know you people would be after us. We're very careful. The military has been amazing. And General Kane showed me a little while ago the clip. But you could actually see it. But you don't have to see it because we have recorded proof and evidence. So we know what time they were leaving, when they were leaving, what they had, and all of the other things that you'd like to have. But we have noticed that there are no ships in the ocean anymore. We're seeing that there's like no ships, when the first one we went, there were hundreds of boats. Now there are no boats.
Steven, thank you for that sub on YouTube. Welcome in.
No drugs are coming across. Probably stopping some fishermen too. I mean, to be honest, if I were a fisherman, I wouldn't want to go fishing here. Just a nice, let's take a little trip, because I'd say, man, maybe they think I have drugs downstairs. I don't want that. I think the fishing business probably been hurt, but there are literally no boats. This was a boat, and we were surprised to see it. Now, what does that mean? That means there's no drugs coming by sea, but they do come by land. And you know what? We're telling the cartels right now, we're going to be stopping them too. When they come by land, we're going to be stopping them the same way we stop the boats. And you'll see that, but maybe by talking about it a little bit, it won't happen. If it doesn't happen, that's good. But they killed 300,000 people in our country last year, and we're not letting it happen anymore.
And then on Israel, did Bibi Netanyahu speak to you directly to alert you that Israel was going to be striking Hamas sites in Qatar?
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Yeah, go ahead.
How did you learn of it?
Same way you did. Go ahead, please.
You mentioned that the shooter was radicalized online. Do you
I think
believe that social media
by the way,
companies...
when I say that, that's my opinion. I think he was radicalized online based on what they're saying.
Do social media companies bear any responsibility for that? And how does that
I'm going to have to ask, I don't know, I'd ask Pam that question. I don't know if you or
I'd ask
Todd
Pam.
can give an answer to that. Somebody has to bear some responsibility.
You know, and President Trump, I've always told parents, you got to watch what your kids are doing on the internet, what they're doing online, what they're listening to, what they're reading. They're all online. They're all on their phones all the time. Parents have got to monitor that because this starts when you're young. This starts when you're young, when you listen to these groups, when you watch these shows, and parents have got to just be vigilant. So sure, that's part of it, and they're meeting kids online who they think are kids, and they can be anywhere in the world and talking to them, and yeah, they are being radicalized.
Mr. President,
he went bad, and he just went bad very quickly.
Raz, thank you for the sub on
He's sort
YouTube.
of
Welcome
led
in.
a very normal life, a life of, great education, schools, everything else, but somewhere along the line something happened. Yeah, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. How will you send the National Guard into Chicago without the cooperation of the governor and the mayor?
Well, if they do cooperate, that's good. If they don't, it's not going to matter to us at all. You know who wants to help us? Police department. They have no respect for the governor. They have no respect for the mayor. They respect us. And we found that in Washington. You know, we haven't had total support in Washington from government, as you know, from everybody. I don't want to say the mayor because she's better than most, but we haven't had great, but we have had great support from the Metropolitan Police. They're like brothers of these people. They're really like brothers. You see that. They work together. And so if the governor wants to support, as I said to Bill, it's going to be his proudest moment, what he's going to do, the governor of Tennessee, what's going to happen with Memphis. In 3-4 weeks, we'll stand together.
That's how I
and we'll
feel
say, look at this.
without
The
my
fire's
energy
almost
drink.
disappeared,
Go
maybe
Samurai.
completely disappeared. In Washington, they don't even know how to record it because it's down so much. You know, they've never heard. I heard 87% is down. I said, really? Who are the 13%? Because it's more than that. It's actually more. Hard to believe, right? You're going to have the same results in Chicago. And we hope we have the governor's help, but if we don't, we're doing it without him.
And on social media, Mr. President, you had the framework that's been agreed to with TikTok, for example. Will China continue to have a stake in the company, or will it
Well, we haven't decided that, but it looks to me, and I'm speaking to President Xi on Friday for confirmation of that, and, you know, frankly, more importantly, a big deal. And we've had very good meetings. As you know, we were in Europe, our people, Scott Bessent and Jameson Greer, and others. And it was a very big meeting with China. And
Yo, Sri
you know, they're
and
treating us
Joseph,
with
thank you for the
respect.
subs
We
on
treat them
YouTube.
with
Welcome in.
respect, too. But it was very successful. And on top of it, we have what could be a very good deal. Don't forget, I've had more people say, could you try and keep TikTok alive? I use TikTok. I mean, I have to admit it. In the election, and look
I can
how
see
did
Trump sitting at
review.
home on
no
TikTok.
Republicans come close. I blew everyone away. You know, if you look back, not so long ago, Romney, he got like 7% of the youth. I got like 8 times that amount.
If Trump
I
started
got
doing
tremendous
TikTok
numbers.
dances,
By
he'd
the
win the
way,
youth
I want to say,
before they even start
Charlie
growing.
helped me.
But then
And Charlie was the one. Get on TikTok.
he wouldn't
used to
even
say
be in
to me,
office
"Get on
anymore when
TikTok."
they can vote.
Charlie was unbelievable. So probably, and I did. I had somebody named TikTok Jack, and he'd put that camera. He said, "Just a real quick statement, sir, like 10 seconds or less." They didn't like anything over 10 seconds, but it worked. But Charlie is the one that really, and my son Barron also. And I have to say, Don, Eric, the whole group, it's important. And it can maybe even bring us closer to China. We had a very good meeting with China. I was surprised. I didn't expect it to that extent. And I'm going to speak again with President Xi on Friday. And, you know, I think
Appreciate
that'll
that,
confirm things up.
that Cushman. Best compliment I've gotten all day.
Do you plan to speak at the funeral, and what would your message be?
Well, I'm going on Sunday. We're taking a whole plane load, and having. I was invited on Saturday, but I said I'd rather save it for Sunday. You know, we're going to have a stadium, and I'll bet that stadium is going to be pretty packed, maybe completely packed. It's going to be big, but I'm going to be at the stadium, and I guess I'll say a few words. I don't know, but I guess I will.
If they
But
ask
I
me
know
to,
him
I'll
very
do
well.
it.
He was an amazing guy. He was all about young people, getting them started.
Oh, he's
right.
talking about speaking at
And
the
he was,
at Charlie's thing.
He's like a magnet for young people. They just attracted to him. He loved them, and they attracted to him.
Oh yeah, we'll
His
get
wife
that.
is a tremendous
Like
person.
Charlie was the master of the online presence. Like being able to like take his message and his beliefs and like nobody is ever going to 100% agree with anybody on anything. You know what I'm saying? So if you listen to Charlie and you're like, I don't agree with him on this or that, I mean, it's normal. People don't agree on everything. But the way that Charlie like gave everyone the space to talk their belief pretty much in the internet age is incredible. Like his audience was probably bigger than Trump's in that retrospect. I mean, it's like it's hard to fathom how much somebody's influence online can have, and to be able to take that and do it in such a good conscience, good man way. really. It's
He always
Charlie
had
killed
great
it.
respect for his wife. He got married. I didn't know he was getting married. I heard he got married, and he loved her. Tell you, he really loved her. She loved him, and I think she'll have something to do with keeping that whole thing going. Turning Point it became a very big deal, and I heard they had like 38,000. So he wanted to get it up to 20,000 chapters. That's a lot. That would have been a lifetime's work. I heard that over the last 4 days, they have 38,000 people 38,000 chapters at colleges, schools, other places. Numbers that, nobody's ever heard of numbers like that. So I think Turning Point could be, through what happened, this horrible act, it could be maybe bigger than it could have ever been.
Turning
had he
Point's
been
gonna
there.
surge,
And I
yeah.
will say this, he'd be very happy
Fact.
if he saw what was going on. And there's some very good people because they speak
But
at Turning Point.
it's sad that you have to
What
die
about-
for
and
that.
Charlie would call me up. So the last time I spoke to him, he said, "Sir," and I think it was Phoenix. "Sir, could you get to Phoenix?" This was like in a day. I said, "Charlie, I'm the President of the United States. You're coming, asking me if I could speak tomorrow in Phoenix. You can't do that to me, Charlie." But usually I ended up going. He was great. He was a great guy, and he didn't deserve this. He didn't deserve this, believe me.
Ilhan Omar, after his assassination, called Charlie Kirk a reprehensible human being. Should she be stripped of her committee assignments?
I would say, I think she's a disgraceful person. I think she's a disgraceful person, a loser. It's amazing the way people vote. I know it's people from her area, maybe of the world. I don't know. They got here and they vote her in. It's hard to believe, but I think she's a disgusting person.
And one more question, if I could. A lot of these, in recent of these kind of trans shooters that we've seen
Yeah.
over the last couple incidents, this flag right here is up and down 14th Street. This is what would be a trans flag. A lot of
we
people
can't
are
see that. I
very
can't see
proud of
that.
this flag. It means a lot of
Trump
different
can't see
negative
that.
things to people, violence. Would you be opposed to taking this flag down up and down the streets of DC?
Well, I wouldn't be. Then they'll sue and they'll get freedom of speech stuff, so that'll happen. But I would have no problem with it. I will say, and Steve might just mention this, Todd, you might mention it too, because we're putting out an order. Freedom of speech means you can burn the American flag, which I think is horrible. But I noticed something over the last little while. As you do this, you start noticing things that you wouldn't normally think. It really causes unrest and violence when they burn American flag. So the American flag, I wanted anybody burns the American flag, go to jail based on freedom of speech, goes to jail immediately. But the freedom of speech protected them, right? And so, that's been argued a couple of times, and it's one of those things. But you know what? Hasn't been argued, and we're going to be arguing it, I think, very soon, and that's the violence. They incite violence. So I saw it just yesterday, they burned the American flag, and people that were there were fine, and all of a sudden they're going crazy, and there's fist fights. It wasn't in Memphis either. But I will say,
That's
it
crazy.
incites violence.
You didn't have to throw that
And
one,
I think
dude.
You just do the exact same thing. Don't use freedom of speech. Use the incitement of violence. I mean, it's really, you got to see, these people were going at it. And you could burn other things and people just sit there, they fall asleep.
Aw, dude,
You
homie
burn
over
the
here just
American
waiting
flag,
on a
and
good
on
picture,
both
but
sides.
Trump won't look at
But
him,
the
dude.
level of
He
violence
keeps
I
picking
saw
his
this
camera
flag
up and then
burning
putting it
cause
down
was-
because
it was
Trump
an
won't look at him.
incitement. So I hope you
Chucky's
guys
looking
are
over here. He just wants a picture,
There's
Trump.
other groups called Transtifa. So perhaps if you can label them.
Look, he wants it so bad. He's waiting on Trump to look.
In all reality, you could take that flag down because it would represent the Transtifa.
I think you probably could. Again, you'll be sued, and it's okay. I've been sued before a couple of times. You may have seen it. Anyway.
Netanyahu said that he doesn't rule out targeting Hamas anywhere they are. You said that you don't want to see Qatar hit again. Are there any guarantees that Qatar?
Well, he won't be hitting in Qatar.
Smash that like button and double tap that screen.
But actually, you're allowed to go. The Emir said you can say it any way you want, but I've always thought of it as Qatar. I think it's a beautiful sound. And actually, they've been a
yeah.
very good ally. And a lot of people don't know that. But he won't be hitting Qatar, but he will be maybe going after. Now, there was an article that I read in a newspaper just about an hour ago where Hamas said they're going to use the 20 hostages as human shields. They're going to bring them up from the dark tunnels, and they're going to put them in the line of fire so that if Israel goes forward, they're going to die. And I thought that was very terrible, and I put out a statement on that. You saw that.
Mr. President, on Charlie Kirk, in retrospect, given all of the moving ways that this White House has paid tribute to Charlie Kirk,
Right.
do you think it would have been fitting to lower the flags to have staff when Melissa Horman, the Minnesota House Speaker, was gunned down by an assassin as well?
I'm not familiar. Oh,
The Minnesota House Speaker, a Democrat, who was assassinated this summer.
Well, if the governor had asked me to do that, I would have done that. But the governor of Minnesota didn't ask me. I didn't. I wouldn't have thought of that, but I would have if somebody had asked me. People make requests for the lowering of flag, and oftentimes you have to say no because it would be a lot of lowering. The flag would never be up. Had the governor of Minnesota asked me to do that, I would have done that gladly.
And given the killing of Melissa Hortman, the attack on Paul Pelosi, the attack on Gabby Giffords, the attack on the Pennsylvania governor's mansion, why make the case that violence is only on one side? It seems to be taking
I didn't
place
say it's on
across
one side, but I say the radical left causes tremendous violence, and they seem to do it in a bigger way. But the radical left really is caused a lot of problems for this country. I really think they hate our country. Okay, yeah, please.
This may be related to the RICO work that you're
Right.
doing, and I'd like to confirm.
And we are really looking at that seriously.
Vice President Vance was speaking with Stephen Miller earlier today about targeting NGOs that they were saying foment violence.
Right.
Is that? Can you speak more to that? And what NGOs specifically?
Yeah, Mary, that's absolutely incorrect.
A number of them. Steve, please.
I don't know what you're on.
Yeah, so I believe what you're referring to is there are these nonprofit entities that organize, as the president mentioned, attacks on ICE officers, attacks on Border Patrol agents, organized doxing campaigns, which are a violation of federal law. They break off cement and they bring into riots. They have organized drop points for weapons, organized drop points for gas masks, organized drop points for all the materials necessary to launch a riot. Of course, you saw that during the Black Lives Matter riots as well, too. So there's this whole network of organizations. And I think the key point the president's been making is somebody is paying for all of this. This is not happening for free. And so under the president's direction, the attorney general is going to find out who is paying for it, and they will now be criminally liable for paying for violence.
And you know, a new thing that I've been seeing a lot of lately, but never saw it before, is they're walking in with bricks and rocks and everything. And the FBI or the Border Patrol or ICE or the police are grabbing them and taking them away, and that's great. And then they whip out a hammer, and it's a beautiful hammer, really. It's nice. You know, this is not a hammer somebody happens up. These are serious hammers, beautiful, brand new hammers. And they start breaking up the concrete sidewalks and the granite curbs in many cases.
Hey, like I said, you don't have to agree with everything he said. But he was genuinely a good human being.
Out pieces of stone. So instead of having it in bags, they're banging the sidewalk, knocking them. You have to see what some of these sidewalks look like when they finish, and especially the curbs, because the granite curbs are very, very expensive.
And I don't believe even bad people should, or people with other different opinions than me should get assassinated in public for what they believe.
Pretty strong
So,
guy. And then they hand out big
that's
chunks
what
of stone
I'm saying, Mary.
so that people can throw them at the police and people can drop them off bridges into car windows. No, we have a long way to go, and we're going to make it all good. We're going to make it really safe. This country is going to be safe. We've got almost 3.5 years. Think of that, 3.5 years. It's a long time. It goes quickly. But at the end of that time, I hope one of the many things we can say is that we made our cities safe again. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much.
All right, so we do have one more thing on the plate for today, guys. This is a little thing with Trump hitting just the press. Disgusting airplane noises. Let's try to skip that.
Who knows? You never know with too late, but he's done a lousy job. The rate should be much lower, much lower. But I've just signed his document and all of the papers, and Steve Myron is now on. Did you bring the independence on the Federal Reserve? Round of century is now underway in John decision. Correct. But we're going to see what happens because
That's so unbearing.
Human shield.
I hate to hear that.
That's something that hasn't been done for a long time, you know?
You still believe in the independence? Sir, on the federal government.
Let me tell you, if they do that, they're in big trouble.
Sir, on the Federal Reserve, do you believe the Federal Reserve is an independent body? What do you think about the independence?
Oh, it should be, but I think they should listen to smart people like me. I think I have a better instinct than him. If you look, all the economists got it wrong. I got it right along with one other people out of 100. So they should listen to people that are smart. Nothing wrong with that. But they have to make their own choice. But they should listen. No, I didn't.
No problem. If you're heading out, I hope you have a good rest of your day. Make sure you sub, and we'll catch you on the next one for showsies. I'm glad that you had fun in here today. We have about 10 minutes left in our update hour, so we're going to finish out with this little airplane interview. Please go away from this airplane, bro. If you're wearing headphones, I'm so sorry right now because it's unbearable for me.
Now King is my friend, and it's the first time this has ever happened where somebody was honored twice.
Yo, thank you for the
Great
sub,
honor.
King Arthur. Welcome in.
This one's at Windsor. They've never used Windsor Castle for this before. They used Buckingham Palace. And
I thought he said
I don't
fuck.
wanna say one's
I thought
better
he said
than the other,
fucking
but
M
Windsor
Palace.
Castle is the ultimate, right? So it's going to be nice. But basically, up there also on trade.
The airplane noise
they
makes
wanna
more
see if
sense than
they
he
can
does.
combine the trade deal a little bit. We made a deal, and it's a great deal.
My chat is,
And
you're all
I'm into
comedians,
helping
dude.
them. Our country is
You
doing
all
very
deserve your
well.
own Netflix
We've
show.
never done this well. We're having trillions of dollars coming because of the tariffs. They'd like to see if they could get a little bit better deal, so we'll talk to them. But primarily it's to be with Prince Charles and Camilla. They're friends of mine for a long time, long before he was king. And it's an honor to have him as king.
It sounds like I can only hear the airplane when he opens his mouth, dog.
So well. I've watched.
It's like it's whistling to the tone of his voice.
He represents the country so well.
Actor Robert Redford passed away today. Did you hear about
he
that?
did? Wow.
Wow.
Sleep at his home.
Well, that's a good way to go, I guess. But I'll tell you, Robert Redford was great. He had a series.
He
of
said, well,
years
that's a
that he
good way to
was
go, I
nobody
guess.
better. This just happened, I guess. Huh? Wow.
It died at his home in Utah in his sleep.
He said he had a series of years and nobody was
Well, he had
better.
a lot of them. Honestly, I'd say he made 7 or 8 great movies. They were really great. There was a period of time when he was the hottest.
Yo, Newton, Lauren, thank you for the subs on YouTube. Welcome in. Welcome to the family.
Are you going to delay the TikTok ban?
Well, we have a deal on TikTok. I've reached a deal with
Yeah,
China.
Ben had, dude, that deal's way over, bro.
To confirm everything up. We made a very good trade deal, and I hope good for both countries, but a very different deal than they'd made in the past.
So did I. Damn, pals. Yeah, that's what I thought he said.
Big companies that want to buy it. And, you know, the kids wanted it so badly. I had parents calling me up. They don't want it for themselves. They want it for their kids. They say, if I don't get it done, they're in big trouble with their kids. And I think it's great. I hate to see value like that thrown out the window.
So on auto, auto executives.
You know, you're talking about tens of billions of dollars.
But some auto executives
No problem. Hey, we got new content every day.
for auto tariffs coming in.
Not just politics stuff either. We do a whole lot of stuff. Make sure you dive through my channel. You'll enjoy it.
Going down to 15% from
Yo, Newton. Did I already say Newton? I think I did. Everybody thought he said fuck. That's what he sounded like, dude. Media would already clip that though. It would have been everywhere he said fuck.
They paid nothing for years. Now they're paying 15%. And some things can pay more, like chips could pay more. Pharmaceuticals could pay more. You know, there's a bigger margin. With a car, you have to make 15% before you make a profit. Pretty tough. So we had a good deal. Don't forget, European Union is paying our country because of tariffs $950 billion. Think of that. We're talking about a year. $950 billion. Japan is paying us $650 billion. These are countries that paid us nothing until I came along. And China's paying us a tremendous tariff. You know what the tariff is, right?
Please tax
You know
me
what the
harder,
tariff
King
is?
Trump.
What? So it's 30% for the fentanyl as well as whatever for the 301.
20% for the fentanyl. But the overall is about 55%. Okay? That's as opposed to nothing. Would you say that's a difference? We have a big decision coming up, and if the Supreme Court rules,
Yo, Norton, we finally got that sub out. There it is. There it is.
legal experts said we win that case, but you still have to watch. And the Supreme Court's been terrific. I think they're very fair.
We're going to need a lot of holy water bottles to clean up Memphis.
If we win the Supreme Court case, which is the finalization of tariffs, we will be by far the richest country anywhere in the world, and we'll be able to help our people more. And
Yeah, I try not to time out or ban anyone. Just even if they're saying stuff I don't agree with, it's like during our update hour, I want to hear your opinion, the raw, uncut, unfiltered.
Trillions of dollars, trillions with a T.
Not agree with you, but
We will
I'm not going to
be
kick you out of
by
here.
far the richest country in the world. There'll be nothing close. And one other thing, we'll have tremendous power to negotiate. The use of tariffs. I settled 7 wars. 4 of them was because I was able to use tariffs.
Hope Leo the other day in an interview criticized the fact that some CEOs make hundreds of times more in salary than average workers. He's worried about polarization. Do you share that concern?
Well, I do say there's a big gap. I do say that. Don't forget, I'm a popularist. There's a big gap.
Mr. President, it's been a month.
Alabama? That's pretty close.
A month on, do you think that meeting
Not too far off from that.
Accomplished a lot, but it takes
As
two
you
to
guys
tango.
can tell by my, I don't know, I hide my accent well. You guys probably can't guess where I'm from. You can find out. You might be able to just Google me at this point and find out.
There's great hatred there. But no, that meeting accomplished a lot.
There's videos.
Confidence in Cash Patel, and what are you hoping comes from his testimony?
I don't think I'm on Google, but you can definitely look up my name and find a link to a video that says something. Somebody needs to make me a wiki page, dude. What's going on? Doesn't my audience do that? Or any of you wiki artists?
He did it in 2 days. It took
Make me 6'4" and sexy.
5 days, 4 years if you look at certain shooters. Now, I have confidence in everybody in the administration. My administration, and a lot of people are saying it, not just me, it's so far the best administration ever formed. You look at our financial people. Our country is making a fortune. We have to keep tariffs because our country has become successful because of tariffs. We have the case in the Supreme Court. That's a very vital case for the success of our country. It's very vital to negotiate with other countries. And remember, other countries charge us tariffs.
Midwest?
That's a very, very big case. And if we win that case, our country
No.
will be by far the richest
Or are you
country
saying
in the
you?
world. And then we can help our people.
I'm Mid-South.
We'll get rid of debt. We'll get rid of everything. We can help our people, and we can even help other countries where they need it.
Mr. President, narcotics in Venezuela. Narcotics in Venezuela.
Very close to Memphis.
President Maduro in Venezuela says that he's getting ready to invade his country. What is his message to him?
Well, I would say this right away. Stop sending Tren de Aragua into the United States.
Is that what you think they are,
Stop
Slimy?
sending drugs into the United States.
I've been wondering.
We knocked off actually 3 boats, not 2, but you saw 2. And the problem is there are very
No,
few
they're
boats
too
out on
radical
the
to be
water.
bots.
There are not a lot of boats out on the water. I can't imagine why. Not even fishing boats. There's nobody. Nobody wants to go take a fish. So it's one of those.
Yeah.
Things, but,
I have had to time out a couple of spammers,
stop sending people
but that's
from your
usually it.
into our country. They're sending their prisoners. They've done that
I look like
already.
Jacksepticeye's twin brother. Bro, don't even. Don't even. I've had, bro, Tim Pool with hair. Bro, chat keep telling me I look like Tim Pool with hair. Chat keep telling me I look like this somebody from Stray Kids. Bro, Jacksepticeye's brother. I don't even, like, I can't even, like, fathom that. Have you guys ever seen, what's that, Outdoor Picnic? No, the Picnic Prank Channel. Something like that. He was a picnic prankster. I don't even want to start this shit, bro.
People getting into our country. And these are figures, John, with people like you that would like me to do badly. Nobody has ever done on the border like I've done.
Mr. President, what will you tell President Zelensky if you meet with him in New York? What
Well,
will you
he's going to have to get going and make a deal.
Am I from Georgia? No, I'm not from Georgia.
Zelensky's gonna have
Mississippi.
To make a deal. And Europe has to stop buying oil from Russia. Okay? You know, they talk. but they have
You
to
look like my
stop
friend
buying oil
Kevin.
from Russia.
That might be the best one I've had. W. Kevin.
Well, I don't know. the deals I made, for the most part, other than what my kids are doing, they're running my business. But most of the deals that I've made were made before. And that's what I've done for a life. I built buildings, like I'm building a building here. You know where I'm built? You know what? You see that area? Yeah. That is going to be the greatest ballroom anywhere in the world. And
The greatest ballroom building anywhere in the world. Okay, guys, I am getting a airplane-induced migraine, and we are now officially over our update hour time for the day. So we are going to go ahead and end off there for today. If you enjoyed the stream today, enjoyed the chats, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you sub up. We got new content coming out every day. Try to stream every day. You know what I'm saying? Just join me for the ride. And as always, I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. Everybody try to be peaceful to this next one, all right? Next stream you scroll into, tell them who sent you. I'm talking about the second you swipe up, bro. Tell them who sent you. Tell them love coming their way. I better scroll into that next chat. I better scroll on my own phone and see 100 people saying, yo, Tara sending love, Tara sending love. I better see it. Y'all have a good rest of your day, man. Allied, thank you for the sub on YouTube. Welcome in. Appreciate y'all. Peace.